Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are here to review yet another heartbreaking Detroit Pistons loss. This time they fall to the Houston Rockets 99 to 101 at Little Caesars Arena on a Sunday afternoon. And uh, mixed emotions on this game. It feels like every Pistons loss. Six out of their seven, they've had a chance to win every game, and I would say five out of those seven losses, they have, been in it till right at the end. Obviously, the Knicks lost that game was a blowout, and then the Cavs they were in that game for a lot of it, but they ultimately fell um, down the stretch. But yeah, tonight's game or this afternoon's game was losing to Houston hurts. There's just I'm not going to call it a rivalry because neither team has won a playoff game or been in the playoffs since they started their rebuilds in like 2020. But yeah, there's the Thompson twins, there's the Jalen Green Cade thing. There's there's some stuff there between fan bases that while it's kind of died down in the past 12 months because Detroit was so bad last year and the Rockets took a step, it's just you want to beat Houston, and I don't think the Pistons have beaten Houston since Cade's first game in Houston, all the way back in him and Jalen Green's rookie season, and yeah, I hate losing to them. They have Dylan Brooks. They are a tough, physical, gritty team. They push, they bump, they reach, and they just force turnovers and they make everything extremely hard. And I say that in a complimentary way because it felt like tonight the difference was their hustle. And the Pistons tried hard tonight. I'm not my feelings after the game, like obviously I want them to win, but I'm not like angry. There's some games I've been angry after this season just purely because I felt like the Pistons gave it away or they should have won. Like the Hornets won, that hurt so much. Whereas tonight I felt like the Rockets kind of deserved to win, but if the Pistons had have won as well, they would have deserved to win. I think both teams just played really hard, but the Rockets just played harder, and I think it's it really stood out to me tonight how much the Pistons miss Asar Thompson because there's such a contrast in the wings these two teams have. Like you have Houston who have like so much strength and size on the wings, and not a lot of shooting. Like they have Tari Eason, they have Dylan Brooks, they have um, Amen Thompson, they have Jabari Smith, who is more of probably a four, but I'm considering him a wing. Like obviously a couple of those guys can knock down shots, and they did tonight, but there's so much length and size and physicality there. And then you look at the Pistons wings who are more like you have THJ, Malik Beasley's been playing a lot on the wings, Fontecchio, uh, and Tobias to an extent, like not the most athletic, but they can shoot it in theory. It's just such a contrast. And Tari Eason tonight was huge. Like the Rockets offensive rebounded the hell out of the Pistons. I think it was 18-8 the final count. And you know, we'll talk about Tobias's missed free throws and that kind of thing in a minute. But if I had to pinpoint one thing that cost the Pistons, it was offensive boards. And the Rockets, they crush the offensive boards because they're not the best shooting team, but they go hard on the offensive glass. And the amount of rebounds and second chance opportunities they got, they didn't even hit a heap of the shots, but the ones they made, they hurt. And yeah, it was a difference tonight. I mean, like Tari Eason, I thought like Şengün was the best player throughout the whole game, but I felt like Tari Eason won the Rockets the game just with the second chance opportunities, just the physicality he plays with. He was huge. He bothered the Pistons for a lot most of the night, but particularly that second half. And yeah, they just missed Asar because Asar is of that mold, that athletic guy that can fly in, help with rebounds, and just sort of muck things up. And obviously, he plays great on ball defense, but the Rockets just have like kind of three to four of those type of guys. Not all of Asar's athletic ability, but that mold where they just make it so hard. And then they have Fred Van Vliet who bumps and gets steals, and yeah, like obviously I want this team to win, but they lost tonight in a really hard fought game. And the reason on top of it all that I'm okay with it is because there was multiple times they got down tonight. Like they were down by 12 in the last quarter, and then the vets came through with some big shot making and got the Pistons a lead at one stage. I think Cade got an M1 to give them a 1 point lead. So the Pistons, they fought, they never gave up, and I think that's a trait we're starting to see, and it's why I feel like that game against the Knicks, I feel confident in saying that was an aberration now and they got blown out. Um, but yeah, gritty game. And then just on the final few minutes, so the Rockets got up by 5 points, I believed. It was a 3 point game, but then the Pistons, I think they hustled to they finally got a defensive board. And then I think it was Stu passed it to Tobias around the Rockets free throw line. And you just saw Dylan Brooks hunting it. He comes through, intercepts it, and gets a layup to put them up 5 with about 50 seconds to go. Then Tobias Harris hits a clutch corner 3 to bring it back to a 2 point ball game. So it's game on once again after thinking they had lost. I think the Rockets come down, they get a missed shot. Um, and then the Pistons, it I can't actually fully remember, but basically the Pistons, they fouled Cade. So the Pistons were down 2 or 3, and they foul Cade. Cade gets 2 free throws. He goes to the line, hits the first one to make it a 2 point game. And then the next, he misses the first one on purpose. Jaden Ivey flies to the corner, gets a rebound, misses the 3, but there was still a couple of seconds left. Tobias Harris gets the rebound, gets fouled, and has 2 shots. So Pistons down 101-99 at this stage with a second to go, no timeouts. He has to hit both, send it to overtime, and he unfortunately misses the first, and that's the game. And look, you want Tobias to hit those, but I'm not mad. Like Tobias tonight, that clutch 3 he hit was huge. He was solid defensively. Made another big bucket in the fourth. Had like 5 blocks and steals combined. Honestly, like, yes, you want him to hit those. He was shooting 89% before those 2. Obviously, the moment just got to him, like it just did, and that's okay. Um, I'm not gonna kill him for tonight. I thought the 3 vets all made crucial plays in the last quarter after being relatively quiet offensively to begin the game. So like he needs to hit those free throws, but that's not why the Pistons lost. They lost because of the offensive rebounding, and they just got outworked. Like I said, I'm not saying the Pistons didn't try tonight. The Rockets just went to another level, and some of it's personnel, but the Rockets are a good team. They got blown out by the Thunder, I think, a couple of days ago, so you knew they were going to come in hungry. And yeah, they got the win. To finish it off, I think there's 2 players I want to talk about. Cade Cunningham was brilliant. 26 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Almost a 4th straight triple-double. Severely outplayed Jalen Green. Wasn't even close. Jalen Green got a poster on Cade, which you're going to see a ton of. But Cade Cunningham, the way he controlled the game. Honestly, until the 4th quarter, he was the only player that actually could orchestrate any offense for the Pistons. So it was nice to see his teammates, or at least the veteran teammates, come through in the 4th and help him out. But another great game from him. Couple of bad turnovers, but only 4 for the game. I think this is just who Cade is. So you can criticize him if you want, but if he's having 4, I'm not going to get on him too much. Like the way the Rockets play defense, like it's a lot. And the defense Cade's playing at the moment, I'm really impressed. Like he had this crazy block on Şengün, which was insane. Like insane. I posted it on my socials, so you can go check it out. But I thought Cade was awesome again. Continues to look like an all-star. Continues to give his team the chance to win. You want to see them close more, but yeah, I thought he looked good tonight. I'll finish it here. Jaden Ivey, I tweeted it out, and I really mean this. Worst game I've ever seen him play. And I love Jaden Ivey. I said that in the tweet as well. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater. I just think sometimes you got to call it how you see it. And I thought he cost them dearly down the stretch. He had 6 turnovers on the night, only 2 assists, 8 points on 4 of 15. And he looked really dejected when that final buzzer went because I think he knows, um, maybe not that he lost them the game because, like I said, other contributing factors to that, but he knows he had didn't deliver. So just I love Jaden Harvey, one of my favorite players, but I just need to call it how I see it. And he really had one of the worst games I've seen him play. And it's not even the shooting. It's more about he was just putting himself in the worst positions, forcing shots, jumping without a plan and getting caught traveling and throwing horrible jump passes. Like just was a mess all night, and he really struggled with the ball pressure of like Amen Thompson, Fred Van Vliet, and like Cade did a little bit, but Cade, you just see there's a different level there in terms of playmaking and ball handling. But I hope Jaden can learn from this and bounce back, and I think he's the type of player that, from what we've seen this season and the leap he's taken, I think we will look back in a few games' time back. Look, that was a horrible game, but look at the 3 games following it. He's been solid. He's back to shooting the ball well, um, and helping this team win. So I'm going to finish it there, guys. Uh, Another heartbreaker, but I think tonight the better team won. I don't think the Pistons gave this away like they did against the Celtics or the Pacers or the Hornets for that matter. I think the better team won, and the team that played the hardest for the longest one. Like I just think it's that simple because it wasn't a highly skillful game. It was a game of hustle, and the Rockets outworked the Pistons. So, that's just the facts, I think. And I'm going to wrap it up there. But thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really, really appreciate it. Mini recap video coming shortly. But um, until the Miami Heat game, as always, go Pistons.